So yeah, I haven't been spending loads of time in the market, sitting here scalping left and right. The goal for me this year has been trying to increase my profits in terms of staying in my trades longer, holding trades. Yeah, I've been really good at scalping, taking multiple trades and getting in and getting out. And yeah, that accumulates the ticks of profits at the end of the day or the points. But I come to realization that also adds to a different level of stress in a sense, because the more we spend time in the market, the more we expose ourselves in a sense of putting on additional trades. So basically, the more trades you take, at some point, you're going to get smacked on the hand. And unless you really know where to get out the trade at, meaning you should always know where to get in at, where to get out at, how much risk am I looking to really take on? You don't want to leverage what you can't afford to really lose within the market. So I'm looking to grow when it comes to actual risk reward, in a sense of I'm looking to take and hold trades versus just scalping for a few points now and getting out. I mean, sometimes circumstances do warrant and you have to get out pretty quick, or if I'm looking to just take a quick scalp and get out real quick. But like I always talk about, I like to size the market up all the time before I get into it. And if I can get into a better trade to where it's a better opportunity and marking a zone off my higher time frame, and then using the strategy in which I talk about here in the channel, moving down to a lower time frame, looking for the structural breaks, pull back to a key area of supply or demand, depending on which way I'm looking to trade, and that depends on which way the market is moving. I mean, to be honest with you, we are, to me now, definitely bullish to the upside, even though people would consider this a decent pullback. But yeah, we're still bullish, guys, overall. If you look at, really pay attention to the market, we haven't really broken through any major area structure or to the downside. That's really going to shift my mindset to start looking for opportunities to go short. I mean, actually right now I'm eyeballing this area right here, just a beautiful demand area right here. And if you don't know about supply and demand, I highly recommend at least taking a look into it. I'm not telling anyone to trade supply and demand, because that's one thing I do not do, is to force someone or push someone to trade exactly like me, or trade the same style. But I share the way that I profit and been consistently profitable as a trader. I've been doing this for over 13 years. And I'll talk about the first 2 years of my trading. Yeah, I struggled. I mean, but I didn't put myself in jeopardy of blowing accounts and, taking trades or over leveraging within the market, money that I didn't really have. I didn't do that. I was very, very frugal, and I took time because I didn't want to lose a lot of money. I've heard stories about people losing big amounts of money and they never are able to stand back up to, get back into the markets. And I didn't want to be that person. So, when it came to me really starting to trade with my own personal capital, I was very, like I said, very frugal. I was, and I carry tight stop losses. I'm learning, over time that you have to give the market room to breathe, in a sense. A lot of people, that's the reason why they get frustrated too, is that they put on a trade and then they got their stop loss so close, and they get stopped out. And I talk about all these things here on the channel. So I would highly recommend spending some time watching the videos, and also go over the strategy. I talk about the strategy, how I trade, just about in every single video. So just get a notepad, pen, go through the videos and watch. Today's video is going to be just covering a trade that I actually took. So because I want people to understand how the strategy actually works, and how I particularly trade it. Again, I'm not telling anyone how I trade it. I'm not telling anyone to trade the way I do. And if you're someone that's watching this and you're already consistent, you're profitable, stick with that. Don't complicate it by confusing yourself with additional information in regards to, because the more you start trying to tackle on or trade this strategy, trade that strategy, eventually you're going to get yourself so confused to where you forget about the greater means or way of actually trading that made you a consistently profitable trader. Trust me, I've been there. But once you have a good solid trading plan, stick with that. And that's how you're going to be consistently profitable moving forward. So let's talk about today's market. Even yesterday, the day before. To me, we're bullish right now. That's the way I see the market. Market structure is overall is the most important core concept that you need to learn. If you're someone that's watching this and you're a beginner to trading futures or interested in trading, please do yourself the biggest favor. And I'm not trying to tell you, I want to be honest with you that in the fact of market structure is everything, because if you can't understand and read the market, you're going to fail. I mean, hands down. You may have a solid strategy that you learned from somewhere, and the strategy may work, but if you cannot truly read the market, how are you truly going to be able to trade the correct way? You know, meaning trading into the direction of the market. And that's what you want to do, is trade accordingly how the market is moving. So I always talk about here on the channel market structure and price action. So please do yourself the biggest favor. I also go over here on this my channel trade breakdowns, because people always ask me about how they can become an elite member. I get like, I don't know how many like DMs on the day where people ask me about how can they become an elite member. All you have to do is click on the join button you see right here on the right in front of you. It says JOIN, a join button or link there. Or you can scroll down to the description portion of the video, and there's a link that says become an elite member. And what you receive there is the trade breakdowns. Those are just detailed, in-depth breakdowns of trades that I've taken. But that's how people who are part of the community, our Discord. The Discord is free if you want to join. There's a link down in the description portion of the video as well. So find that and you can join the Discord. That is free. To become an elite member is $6.99, but you receive the trade breakdowns, and that's where I go into detail about the trades, as I just said, because lots of people have found success watching and getting that additional access to those videos, because I walk you through the trades. I walk you through in detail, basically my whole mindset, my whole thought process of what I was thinking about leading up to a trade, why I took that trade, you know, talking about profit target areas, things of that nature, so that you understand, you know, particularly how I trade. Again, I'm not telling anyone how to trade like me, but the strategy on how I trade is what's made me successful and profitable. And there are people who trade similar to, if not kind of mirrored the same way I trade. You can come over to the Discord community. You can even ask. We have profitable traders that trade and have learned. When I say learn, because I'm not a teacher or educator or instructor, they have educated themselves by spending time watching the trade breakdowns, becoming part of an elite membership, the elite membership program, and simply watching some of the videos here on the channel as well, because there are tons of videos that are publicly, you know, we have access to. But also, if you become an elite member, you get the trade breakdowns and the video playlist. That's a short cut in a sense of what I did was I spent time pulling away from the channel which videos I felt cover the most, I guess, all-inclusive, the most important information, covering the topics I talk about and the strategy and how I trade. So I handpicked those videos and put them into a list or series of links that are accessible to those that become an elite member. So those are just the perks and rewards to receive the trade breakdowns and the video playlist. And of course, you get the emojis, the badges, the priority reply to comments. Those are all built-in YouTube perks. But again, you're basically supporting me as a content creator. So I just want to throw that out there. And I appreciate everyone who is who's loyal to the channel and who is an elite member, because they have, you know, carried away or learned some information while watching the videos and understanding the strategy. So maybe you want to do that, maybe you don't. It's up to you, but you do get access to backdoor information in reference to the trade breakdowns. But today I'm just going to cover a trade that I actually did. I'm going to give it out here for free pretty much, and let you guys know kind of, you know, the reason why I took this particular trade here in reference to. So right here was a demand zone. And again, the market is bullish. You got to see that we're breaking structure continuously to the upside, you know, and that's why I marked this area right here. This is a demand zone resting right here, which is untapped. It's untested. You know, people are asking, well, what do you mean when you say untapped or untested? Tested. All these terminology, the terms I'm using, you hear me say them here on the channel, and just spend some time watching the videos, and you'll understand. It's just meaning where there's a gap or the area has been untested. It's not been tested prior to, and there's a reason why, you know, I talk about these type things here on the channel. So I highly recommend spending some time watching the videos. But again, so this is an untested area of demand. So was this area, excuse me, right here, okay? So the market pushed up there, pulled back, and broke higher. Is this, you know, this right here, this was untested as well, but the market, as we can see, has been breaking through this area right here. It broke below the little zone that was right here. There's a small little zone right here, and the market came back and broke below it. So it didn't really reject. It had, even if it had rejected right here and pushed up, you know, we have an area of resistance resting right here. But that's not the means of this video today. I wanted to talk about this trade setup right here, and this happened shortly after the market opened up, roughly about almost 10 minutes after the market opened at 9:30 Eastern time. Demand zone. Okay, we got a breaker structure here to the upside. You can see that with the aggressive buying right here, pulling back to this area right here of demand. And part of the strategy and how I trade is I mark my zone off the higher base chart or the higher time frame. When I speak of higher time frame, I'm not talking about a 5-minute or 15-minute or 30-minute. I don't trade time-based charts, and I do not know which charts are comparable or comparable to 60 range or range to time-based. I'm trying to convert, or calculate which range or whatever time frame charts you may be using. Maybe you want to switch to range charts. I don't know, which ones are comparable to one or the other because I never trade time-based charts. Okay, but anyways, what I'm trying to say here is that the pullback right here to demand. Part of the strategy is that I mark it off the higher base chart, move down to a lower base chart, which I'm going to show you here right now. And let's move on to find that area right here. Okay, so this is that area right here let's do this first so you understand. I'm going to mark this up right here. Put it on all charts. Okay, then we're going to go back to the 12 range chart. My 12 range chart is a chart in which I'm looking to take the trade from. Okay, this is my entry chart right here. This is the one that gets me into a more precise entry point. So once I've marked the higher base chart with the demand zone, then I'm looking for a demand setup to occur on my lower time frame chart, my entry chart. Okay, 12 range. So the market taps into that bigger box there is that 60 range higher base demand zone. Okay, and all I'm looking for at this point here is where the market is going to show me that it wants to break to the upside. So I'm looking for a structural break to the upside, which it does above this area right here at 669. So basically 18,670. It breaks above this area here. When it pulls back to a key area, it could have pulled back here and rejected and pushed higher. But as you can see, let me see what it did right here. It actually came down, and I believe that it hold here. Let's see. No, it broke through it. No, it held, it broke and closed above. You could have gotten into the trade right here, but be very careful about doing so. And the reason why, because I talk about this type of stuff here on the channel. What happened here when it came into the zone right here? All right. What happened when it got back to a zone? If you mark this as a demand zone right here, it was demand on the lower time frame. Again, we're looking for demand now on the lower base chart. It closed deep into the zone. And I talk about that when the market does that, meaning where a candle closes deep into a demand or supply zone. Be very, very cautious about that, taking that trade, because to me, in my mind, I look at that as if that is a definite sign they want to push lower. So you take on higher risk at a trade, taking trades like this where the market closes with a candle inside deep into the zone. What I like to see is where the market comes to the zone and wicks away or pulls away from it and it doesn't close inside the zone. That's why I marked this area right here. This area right here was another demand zone right here. It comes back to it. As you can see, it didn't close deep into the zone. So, and it just pulled right away from it when it tapped into it, or it hit it, tapped it, pulled away. So right here, that's why the reason why I drew up this demand box right here and waited for it. After seeing this happen right here, it blew through it, came down to the next demand zone. We got the break and close of the candle above here at 864. And you're asking yourself, okay, so where am I targeting and where am I going to? Back up to the highs right here. You can take out right here at 685 or 686, or if you want to take it back up to the high at 695, depending on, my first of means of getting out would have been around about 686. Okay, so, but anyways, it's the trade that I took and I posted over on our Discord community. So that trade is public information or publicly known there where I posted it on the Discord. So that's why I wanted to just cover that trade there. So I'm just showing you the strategy and how I trade. And I talk about this a lot on the channel. I consistently go over or constantly go over the strategy because I know there are new people coming across the channel. There has been a whirlwind of people that are shifting from markets, whether it's options or especially in the Forex realm, they're coming over to the futures. So, they may be coming over and watching the video here. So, again, I'm not an educator. I'm not an instructor. I don't have a training program to sell or a mentorship. I give away the knowledge and information because I just want to share it with people. I want to see people become successful. This is how I trade. This is the information I share based upon personally how I trade. And you can test it out for yourself, and see if it's going to work for you. That's all I'm trying to say here is that I'm using multiple charts. I'm using basically two charts, a higher base and a lower base chart. Higher base marking my zones, lower base chart to get me into the trade at more of a precise entry point, and it works. But you got to understand this. I do not care, and anybody will say this. No matter what strategy you use, nothing is fail-proof. Understand that. You can take the best setup in the world, a high probability setup, and it still may not work out. The key to trading is knowing where to get out quick enough so you can protect your capital, preserving capital. That is one of the reasons why we're in this business, to make money, preserve our capital. Understand that. So I wanted to share this with people and continuously pushing this content out here, sharing the way that I trade, the strategy, how I use. We have successful people that are part of this community that are making money. They're profitable. They pass, many of them are passing prop firm evaluations to build up their own capital to put into their personal accounts. And some of them are just straight out trading with their own money. Okay. But again, I don't know anything about prop firms, so please don't ask me that, because I never traded prop firms. I, from day one, many years ago, started off with my own personal funds. I've been trading that since then. But you can do the same, guys, what I'm trying to say, by simply being patient and looking for high probability setups. This was a high probability setup, a break of structure, untested area, market on a higher base, move to the lower time frame chart or lower base chart and look for rejection for confirmation back at a area of demand that's created now on the lower base, and then take a shot to go long. That's all it is. But again, before you get into the trade, know where you should get in and get out at. Again, I talked about profit, where to take it at. So once you're into the trade, know by looking at the higher time frame where it can go up to. I would have taken it back up to the high up here because I'd have known that it could definitely have this possibility to test 686 or possibly break this area here at 695 and run the high right there. If you were looking to take a stop, but a lot of people ask me this: well, where would I get out? If the market came back against me, if the market still started blowing back against you, the area from which you get into the trade at, let's say you got in here at, like I said, 665 or 664. Stop would have been right back here below 659. Not take the tick, give it a little breathing room by 2 or 3 points, whatever the case is. If it stops you out, it stops you out. You haven't really lost a bunch of money there, right? But if you do not, if you sit here and don't adhere to the stop, or whatever the case is, and allow it to just kind of run back against you, then you're taking drawdown, right? But what you can also do is the moment, let's say the market started running to the upside, and then it started coming back to where it started closing back, multiple candles, maybe you want to get out and protect to where it doesn't come back against you and tap you out at your stop, maybe get out a break even. I don't tell anyone, and like to tell people, because people ask me this all the time, where should I get out at? I don't want it to run my stop, whatever the case is. Then get out a break even if you feel comfortable, But I mean, you're going to have to you're going to have to trust yourself. You're going to have to trust the fact is the market is going to have room, because that's how it only moves, by pushing up, pushing down, pushing up, pushing down, or pushing down, pushing up. It moves in ebbs and flows like that, like a seesaw effect. So you have to understand that it can pull back significantly and decide to push up. And a lot of people get frustrated with that because they say, man, I thought it was going to come back against me, so I got out of break even. I didn't lose anything, but then it goes in my direction. That's the frustrating part about trading. Trust in yourself enough. It comes with time. That's a psychology thing. Trading is more psychology based than you think. It's not all about just having a driven strategy or a trading plan that works. Psychology is a big, major component to trading, okay? But that's all I wanted to share with everyone today. Hopefully, this kind of resonates and helps you out a little bit in your own trading world. And if you're a beginner trader trading futures, spend some time watching the videos. Again, if you want to join and become an elite member, all you have to do is scroll down to the lower portion or in the description portion of the video. You'll see a link that says to become a elite member. Again, you get the trade breakdowns, the video playlist. So maybe you don't want to sit here and watch 700 videos. I've hand selected videos that cover great valuable information, as well as you get the trade breakdowns where I'll walk through trades, setups. But outside of that, again, that's $6.99. That's all it is a month. Not a day, not a week. It's only $6.99 a month. So think about that. Outside of that, if you're not a current subscriber, what are you waiting for? Please take the time to go ahead and sub to the channel. Become part of the Discord. It's free. And let's see what else I want to say. Yeah, if you have not already turned your post notifications on, because people always ask me, hey, I missed an upload. Make sure you got your post notifications turned on, all of them, so you never miss one of the uploads. But last but not least, please, if you found value in the content, drop a like on the video, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Take care and be safe if you're trading.